Hello, I am speaking from the year 2021, and the subject of today's dialogue is the need and perhaps the necessity of resilience. It's becoming evident to me that in post-pandemic world, especially the coming decade, resilience is going to be table stakes to play the game. This is going to be exceptionally interesting period for a variety of reasons, including the change in the population demographics, technology and environment colliding. And within this period, accelerating change and recurring crises is going to be possibly a norm, which means that individuals and communities will have to find ways to establish resilience protocols, practices, and networks which allow them to respond skillfully to the crises and even transform the energy of the crises into joy and value. As always, I don't have very high hopes for the average um way this might unfold, because I have a sense that individuals and societies, especially in the Western world, have become really calcified with the whole hyper sterile environment. I have a lot more faith in the capacity of the developing world, especially places which are used to working with chaos, to actually thrive and allow the shift of power from the West to there. At the same time, I think the resilience that we need now is going to have many, many layers. It has to be physical resilience, where one is able to hold and transform an increasing quantity of stress and turn the chronic stress into undulation of stress and recovery. It's going to be cardiac and somatic capacities, including a lot of ability to be flexible physically, energetically, emotionally, and intellectually. And this doesn't just mean learning new things and stretching your body. It would also mean learning to hold tension, release tension, learning to construct and deconstruct ideas, learning to feel and embody different emotional states and then release them fully. So practices of empathy, practices of emptiness, practices of eros with the soul, practices of physical energetic movement will all play a very big role in establishing that resiliency. I think we would need a lot of people who can support this process for the majority of the population. And I have a sense that we are just entering this new time, space, culture phenomenon, and there is no actual return to the normal, but the earlier one is able to accept this, one can begin cultivating the resilience and then go on with having a great time, no matter how many crises unfold. Yeah. So this just seems like the constraint point in the developmental process for society and perhaps for most individuals is going to move towards resilience rather than meaning and aspiration and passion. I think they will eventually play a role because they would be the positive attractor in the system. But if the fundamental layer is unable to withstand the pressures and the chaos, then the positive attractors are not just going to work. They're just going to be idealistic naivety. So more and more, I feel like one has to hold this dialectic of having something one is aspiring towards, but at the same time, understanding the necessities from a resilient perspective, and then having the metacognitive awareness to hold both the dialectics and recognizing when to steer how and which way we want to lean towards in the spectrum. So, with that being said, I wish you a lot of resilience as we enter this new era, and I hope you begin to train in various ways for what is looking to be a very interesting time in the coming decade. Much strength to you.